What's up, you guys? A lot of you know I grew up in a classic car household. My first car was a classic car. My dad always had a classic car. My brother had classic cars, and I've had a few classic cars in my day. However, when I started my leather crafting business, I had to sell my classic, my 1950 Packard Deluxe. Now, I was about a year into my leather crafting journey or business, whatever you want to call it, and life kind of just hit me. I didn't have it in my budget. I didn't really have the time for it. Money was super tight. So in order to survive and chase my dreams of being self-employed, I sold my car. But with that being said, I'm about 6 years in now, and I recently bought myself a 51 Plymouth, and I have been working on it, getting it road ready, and now is my opportunity to kind of treat myself to something fun, because I do not buy myself very many things other than cool stuff to hang on the walls. So with that being said, this car means a lot to me in my journey and how far I've come. If it wasn't for all the stuff that I've sacrificed in my time being a leather crafter. And with that being said, one of my goals for this car is obviously to drive it around and have some fun, but I also want to customize the crap out of it with some custom tooling. This is my first, I guess you can call it customization or modification, if you will. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, so we're kind of running out of daylight. So I'm gonna run this pattern, Galaxy Brain mode. But I do know there is some problematic / difficult parts right here in these corners. So we can get a cleaner cutout. Okay, so I could have maybe done this more efficiently, but you know what? Close doesn't count, only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Close is gonna count for this one. This is perfect. Once you guys kind of see what I'm gonna do with this, you'll understand why this isn't so crazy important. So it's just a microscopic hair larger than the, really what we need to, all we need to know is where these little dots are right here and where these corners sit. And we're running out of daylight here, so good thing we gotta go inside. All right, so I drew a little piece of floral yesterday. Last night I was kind of messing around with this on my off time. So here's the piece of floral that we have. Basically, we're gonna do a big rose up top. I'm gonna put 2 conchos right here. Do you remember those little circle parts in the bottom corners? We're basically gonna put conchos through those little circular spots. So we got conchos going right here, and then we're gonna throw some roses here, here, and right in the center. And then I drew the kind of the floral for everything. And then I got a little piece of leather. This is going to be really sick. So the top is going to be like exposed floral. So the outside of the leather will actually be these vines and this rose. And then down at the bottom, we're going to put a border. So with that being said, I didn't really have, I didn't really want to cut this out because the shape of the piece of leather itself is going to actually be dependent on the floral that we do. So what I've done is basically I just punched where these 2 holes are going to be, because I know those are for sure going to be there and there, and then we're going to transfer the image. So I'm going to get this wet, grab some roses out, and get transferring and carving this thing. And I normally don't transfer artwork. Like I can't really tell you the last time I freaking drew something and then transferred it from the drawing over. Like normally if I transfer something, it's just just some letters or something like that. Like I never really transfer a drawing. So maybe that's kind of why I feel like a little bit out of my element on this thing. Probably looks messy here on the paper, but it's got a lot of like loops and intricate like flip-flops and stuff like that, so don't want to mess anything up. So here's the carving. I'm pretty hyped. Knee-jerk reaction is that I wish there was some more roses. But we're gonna see. I think we're just gonna run it. I think once I put the conchos here, it's gonna look how I want it to look. And I think I might be overthinking it a little bit. We'll see how it goes. pretty good. Seeing it beveled, it's making me feel a little bit better about. It is early. I have been working for like an hour already, and it is 6:20. So the sun is not out. I am on the Sigma grind set. You feel me? But now that these bevels are in here, I definitely feel like it's coming along a lot better. So I'm wondering if there's too much kind of interlocking stuff going on in this section, but I'm hoping that once I throw a backgrounder on it, it'll be a little bit better. I'm actually gonna go get a freaking cup of coffee and finish tooling this. I'm working on my car in a couple hours. My pops is coming over and we're gonna mess around with it. So hopefully I can maybe juggle this thing through completion and I can get this installed later this afternoon. Everything is going super smooth, so I'm staying optimistic about getting this thing installed today.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go back to New Orleans. You know it hurts me so. Baby, I'm way down here.
All right, folks, we are making stellar time. Stellar time. Let's just talk about how good this tooling looks. It looks giant, and I'm worried it's gonna be a little bit too big, but kind of is what it is. You're still making it smaller. So I'm gonna commit to it and just run it. You guys ever wake up like early in the morning and then can't go back to sleep and you're like, fuck it, I guess I'm waking up at 4:45. I guess this is what we're doing. So that's what happened to me this morning. So we're killing it. It's like barely like 7:05 right now, so we are nailing it. But definitely gonna throw some red on the roses. My interior's red. I plan on redoing most of the interior, but I don't really want to have to do everything over in the interior. And I kind of like how it looks. It's really nice and classic, so I'm just gonna run with that. But punchline of what I'm getting at is doing these leaves green. It's gonna tie in green that is not on the car at all. But I just think if we're gonna go as wild and as obnoxious as to put this crazy ass tooling with red roses in the interior, I think we probably need green to maybe balance it out and tie it all together. I'm definitely gonna go light with the green on the leaves, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm making good time, and I don't want to slow down now, because the moment I let my foot off the pedal, I'm going to most likely start moving backwards. So gotta keep the pace. Using my Phoebing's dark red dye. I usually use the regular red, but the nice folks at Phoebing's hooked it up with a couple colors for me to try out, and I actually really like this dark red. It gives a much richer vibe. Normally I'll do like 2 coats of the regular red to really get that red to be rich and deep and dark, but going straight in with the dark red, like I only need 1 coat, which is nice.
You know I'm way down here. Baby, I'm way down here in a rolling fog. Baby, please don't go.
Okay, so this thing looks pretty sick. So I'm actually running a border around the outside of this bottom portion, and we're gonna cut this out.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go back to New Orleans. You know it hurts me so.
Here is what my plans are, and this is how I'm going to actually attach this piece of leather to my car. It's kind of hard to see through, but you can see it really clear on this side. Here's that pattern. So what I need to do is transfer this over, and I'm hoping that it leaves a mark. Which it does leave a mark. Piece that we're preparing right now is going to go on the back side, And this is gonna be what secures our piece of leather to the dash. Cut that out right now. I actually have the grill piece out, which I should have done in the first place, but I didn't, so it is what it is. What we're gonna do, what's gonna basically happen is we're gonna fasten the front piece, the tooled piece, to this back piece right here, and then that is going to basically sandwich it together and hold it in place, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna hit these edges really quick because these are gonna be exposed. This is the actual secret sauce. This is how we are going to hide this piece getting sandwiched. First thing I want to do is take my back piece and I want to Chicago screw it onto the front side. So that way we know our placement is where it needs to be. And since this is such an obscure, strange job, there's not really a ton of rules. This is kind of just wing it and try and make something cool happen. This is the secret sauce. This is the Krabby Patty secret formula. I know it's kind of hard to see on the GoPro because this is like markings on black, but we have roughly our window right about in this zone. I'm hoping you can see it. So what we have to do is I'm basically gonna hide a couple stitches throughout the tooling in places that go on the inside of this shape, like this. So what'll happen is when this say there's a stitch like right here, when I go and install it, the metal of the dash will be sandwiched between the two layers. Kind of an intricate tooling, so I don't think hiding these stitches is gonna be too difficult, but I'm gonna be kind of strategic. And because it's, you know, we're not doing anything crazy in terms of, you know, this isn't gonna be crazy load bearing or anything. It just, as long as it just sits flat and doesn't come apart, that's really all we need. See how I'm kind of using these kind of natural bevels to bury this stitch in. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up staining those threads. I'm gonna find another couple spots to do this in and be ready to roll. And you know what? We don't really need a lot because it's also going to grab in the bottom corner. So we really just need another one kind of up in this top zone over here. And then I think because our tooling in the background is so dark, I think black is actually what we're gonna wanna do, because whenever you try and stain threads black after the fact, they never really fully take the full shade of black. Oh yeah, you can't see nothing. Literally, you guys here are the only people who are gonna know how I did this. This is so camouflage. And the way that I buried it too, like the threads, the way that I buried it too, so down in the cracks, the stain is kind of puddling up real nasty in there. So you really can't see it. How about this? How about when I show you guys the finished product video at the end, you tell me if you see it or not. So we're gonna give this a try. I have a lot of faith in this. Let's just pray to God my GoPro doesn't overheat again. Okay, so taking out these Chicago screws. It feels like our glue held up pretty nicely as well. There it is, you heard it. Okay, that didn't even go into place. What in the mother effer? Biscuit eating bulldog, dude. Dude, my God. Can somebody just make a fucking concho that isn't terrible? All these fucking concho makers make such stupid, ill-fitting conchos with the shortest shafts fucking imaginable. And I can't... Now I'm starting to get pissed. And I can't be the only person who's experienced this either. Like, it's like concho fucking makers' favorite thing to do is make the shafts for their conchos super short and super difficult to use and not user-friendly whatsoever. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give this like a couple, maybe 5 more minutes of, you know, I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna struggle anymore. This is dumb. I'm getting annoyed. We're gonna try something different. We're playing by my rules. I'm not gonna let this fucking inanimate object get the best of me, even though clearly I'm letting it. Change of plans, special hardware. Literally, my camera overheated right as I figured it out. So we just have special hardware. It's probably overheated because I'm fuming, but you know, we're gonna make it work. So got one side to work. Now we just gotta get the other side to work, which this is so awkward because it's just an awkward thing to work with because it's delicate, because I don't want to ruin any paint, but then it's awkward because it's also slippery. I need it to grip. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. Yeah. Dude, thank you, dope. Thank you. Here it is. Maybe you guys can come tag along and watch me struggle screwing this stuff into my car as well. All right, we are struggle busting through this video today, so it is what it is. So here's what it's gonna look like. And I'm telling you, this car's got a mind of its own. Anybody who has a classic or has owned a classic will tell you that's usually the case. But so somebody definitely, I did not buy this from the original owner, right? So somebody like rebuilt this thing at some point in this car's lifespan, and when they rebuilt it, they not do things very good. For example, there's nothing to fucking screw into this hole. I got an idea. So there we have it. No unsightly giant hole in my dash.